Ultimate Spider-Man, issue 1. I've heard so many great things about this book that I finally had to grab issue 1. I can't believe, though, on the secondary market, my God, the main cover, it's nuts, guys. So if you want to get this book, you're going to have to go with the second, third print. I got this variant for relatively cheap, so I'm thankful with that. It's beautiful enough as it is. So let's dive in and see what is so cool about Ultimate Spider-Man. If you want the full read up, I'll put it there so you guys can pause it. Essentially, the maker, if you guys don't know who the maker is, you're going to have to go back and read the original Ultimate Fantastic Four. Reed Richards becomes a villain, spoilers again, and alters the timeline. So, as we open this up, Peter Parker does not have his spider powers, and he's actually an older dude. So before we get into what's going on here, let's read who made this book. This is Jonathan Hickman, writer. Artist is Marco Cicchetto. Color artist is Matthew Wilson's. Letter is VC Corey Petit. The cover artists are Marco Cicchetto and Matthew Wilson's. There's everyone else doing all the 9,000 variants. And of course, Spider-Man created by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Print date was March 2024. Now, I think what really made this book enticing, or this line in particular, is that the character's age. This one thing I will admit is, yes, we want to see our heroes, but I get so tired of both in Marvel and DC, the sliding timeline, so everyone stays at a certain age. It's just, after what, 50 plus years, it's like enough. But anyway, January. You see a close-up of Peter, and he goes, sigh. Peter Parker, you're not getting any younger. And the artwork is freaking spot on. This is what an older Peter Parker would look like. We just kind of see your normal humdrum life, getting dressed, wedding ring, and children. So he's actually married to MJ, and he has 2 adorable kids. He goes, hey, Dad, you sound tired. Late night? Yes, Richard, it was. What are we eating, May? Bacon! Mom made extra. It's over by the thing. Nice. Did she also have 2? Yep, in the pot. Thank God for Mom. Thank God for coffee. And then we see an older Mary Jane. And doesn't look too bad. I'm just going to leave it at that. She goes, and I got to say, Tiger, you look like you need it. So the one thing that makes this book interesting is Peter finds out something. We don't know what it is. Now, this is another thing. Apparently, there was some sort of event or whatever that created this universe. So it's just kind of like, even though I love the concept, it's like you have to go read a freaking event to understand why these heroes don't have their powers. But I like how Hickman doesn't really spoil what's going on here. We see May messing with this ball, and he goes, not a toy, kiddo. And MJ's like, you want to talk about it? Yes, I do. But right now I got to run. I promised I'd head to the office, and then we have the thing. But yes, we'll talk later, okay? Count on it. And that's what you should do in a relationship. Got something to say? Let's talk about it later. And then we get to the Daily Bugle, and I love how we see J. Jonah Jameson going, Parker! Oh, hey there, Peter. Morning, boss. How are you? No time for chit-chat. Parker! You're like, wait, what? Whoa. Yes, I had to do a Family Guy reference. So again, spoilers, guys, if you don't want to be spoiled, so pause this video, go check out the comic and come back. Ben Parker is the managing editor of the Daily Bugle. And there's a whole lot going on. J. Jonah and Ben Parker are tight-knit. Goes, my ears work fine, Jonah. There's no need to yell. Why didn't you answer? Because you were yelling. Yeah, but I can tell you because you're old and I worry you can't hear. What exactly? Is there something you need, Jonah? Our meeting at 4. I just found out that the money is insisting all the management be there. But I know you've got your thing, and I can try to push it back if you need me to. It's not a problem. I'll be back. So we're thinking, what's this thing? What's this thing? And this is where we get into the aftermath of this event. I have no idea what it is. Not going to bother. But there's like this big explosion, and many people lost their lives. We see that Matt Murdock is a reverend. And as we go closer in here, we see Norman Osborn, May Parker. So this thing that killed so many people tragically, in this universe, Ben Parker is alive, but it's May that's passed. And Matt's given this really nice eulogy. And to wrap it up, We have Harry Osborn talking about his father and how he essentially looked up to him. He goes, I hear a ball hitting a glove. I hear screams and sirens. I hear all of us crying out in pain because we're part of our future was stolen. In exchange, all we got were memories. It's just not enough. And I'm not sure any of us should be expected to live with it. That's some damn good writing right there. So you think, oh, it's a lot of reading, but it's setting the tone. And what's interesting is Peter doesn't know Harry. Neither does MJ. Well, except for the bit at the end, I thought that went as well as possible. Have you ever met the guy? Yeah, once. Seemed like a different person, but completely different circumstances. So it's interesting to see all these dynamics shaken up. Jay Jonah quits the Daily Bugle, as does Ben, and they essentially want to go into business for themselves. And we see that there's a new Green Goblin. We're not sure who yet. It's a little on the nose. I'm thinking I might know who it is, but I'm not going to give that away. But as we come to the end of the book, Peter and MJ sit down to talk about the thing. Spill it, mister. I don't even know where to start. They quit the Bugle, and decided to start their own thing. And they did this in a span of 3 hours. It's total maniacs. The memorial. Never seen your uncle cry. It was, yeah. And sorry I was late, but after that and the work stuff, I felt like I should run by and check on him before I came home. If you didn't, you would have been worried all night. Probably. And that would have just got in the way of us talking about you, Peter. I know it's been a long day, but this morning, yeah. So what's going on? Love the visual storytelling, the shadows, deep thought. I don't want to say something and then not be able to take it back. Well, that's just not how any of this works. But I do promise nothing's going to change how I feel about you or about us. So I think I need to change. And you're thinking, wait, what? What's going on here? Hey, when I quit to start my own business last year, you were 100% on board. And I mean, sure, we got some bills and kids and it might be tough. But why would you think for a second that I wouldn't be behind you doing something else? No, MJ, I mean, I need to change. Oh, that. You're like, wait, what? What? So we get that ball again that May picked up. He opens it. This Peter Parker, this is for Peter Parker. And we come to find out that this is the son of Tony Stark. Again, spoiler, Tony Stark is basically a scapegoat in this universe. The Maker looked like the explosion was his fault, so everyone hates Tony. This is his son. Hello? If this has gone as I hoped, I'm speaking with Peter Parker. My name is Tony Stark. And while it's likely you know my father's name, you've probably never heard of me. You got bad news for you, kid. After what you did, everyone knows your name. I'm sending this to you from 6 months into the future. There was an attempt on my and my companions' lives, and we only had seconds to escape before the orbital platform fired. What? So he went to the only safe place I could think of. He goes, this is for you. Zzz. Inside is a Picotech stealth suit to mask your identity and a bioorganic catalyst necessary for you to undergo a post-human transformation. What in the world is that supposed to mean? 20 years ago, you were supposed to be bitten by a radioactive spider. This would have given you amazing powers, and with them, you would have become one of the Earth's most prominent superheroes. Instead, a great evil traveled through time and erased almost all the heroes of this world from existence. You were one of them. He did this so that he and his Confederates could treat Earth as a kind of experiment, an exercise in creating a society that would be perfectly directed and controlled. You were supposed to have a different life, Peter Parker. You were supposed to protect the innocent, save lives, and inspire the citizens of this world to be their best selves. And instead, all that was taken from you. So he opens up the catalyst. It's a spider. He smiles. And then we get MJ saying, go get him, Tiger. We see the spider coming to his hand. Guys, if this was like the first issue, like if we'd never heard of Spider-Man, this still would have been a great build-up. And I appreciate what Hickman is trying to do. Now, with that said, was this an awesome book? Hell yeah. Am I going to collect it regularly? Probably not. Primarily because I'm old and I've gone through, let's see, 1, 2, 3. This will be the 4th or 5th Ultimate Spider-Man run that I've seen. So at a certain age, you get a little tired and you don't want to just kind of keep retreading water, though I do like where this is going. So if I ever do come across issue 2, I will definitely pick it up, but I'm not going to go out of my way. What do you guys think? Have you enjoyed what you've seen? And if you have, please, first and foremost, support your local comic shop or wherever it is like to get your action figures and comics and grab this series. I'm hoping that this stays consistently good and it doesn't start going by the wayside like the original Ultimate line did. If you've enjoyed this review, really would appreciate if you take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the channel more than you could possibly know. And if you don't mind hitting that fancy little radioactive bell next, subscribe. That was like typical content. You guys get notified. Come to the channel. And I love talking with y'all and hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments or the socials, which I'll make sure the links down in the description. So with all that said, hope you all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading and happy hunting, everyone.